there, guys. My name is Jesus Gomez. I am here with my classmates on chapter 15, doing my part, which is grading. I'll be talking about the different four types mainly of grading. So let's get into it. The first one is percent grading. It's the most traditional form of grading assignments and exams. It is mostly used in high school and colleges because it's just uh, more easier. Um, Not as easy as letter grading, but for now it's commonly represented as a percentage out of 100. So it's more easier because in assignments and exams and anything else that we do with the students, it can be calculated with percentages to simplify it. Each assignment is assigned a certain weight contributing to the overall grade. So, for example, an example I have written down is a student receiving a score of 85 on an exam that is with 20% of their grade, their final grade. So, the course will calculate 85% times 20 plus other assignments and exams to reach their final grade. So that's what percent grading is all about. So letter grading is more of a traditional form of grading. It's commonly used in elementary and middle school and some of high school. Um, it's not very much founded in high school anymore. Since I've been doing my student teaching, I've been seeing more of a percentage grading in high school. But I'm assuming that the letter grading in elementary and middle school is still a big thing. Um, these grades are represented by the letters A and F, which is in many different institutions it can mean the A, excellent performance, which just means that the student has exceeded and has done a great job, an amazing job on the material that they were taught. For B, a good performance would be it's moderate performance and not quite yet to A, but it's more of you're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. That's mostly what teachers would say whenever they have a B student, in my opinion. C would be a satisfactory performance, which would be a person who's not quite there to master the level of what the subject is being taught, but it is still a big accomplishment. For these students, it's a poor performance, which pretty much means that they have not getting the subject 100%. I would say like 20 or 30% of the subject that they're being taught. It is very alarming when it gets to that point for a student's grading process because it will teach them, if we get it on time, that they can still bring their grade up, which is what we want. That we want the students to be able to have a great school experience and have good grades and reach their the satisfactory of reaching their goals in that certain subject and in life. And for F is the most common, the common one, and it's just failure, which is when the student is 100% not knowing what's going on, or hasn't even tried, or hasn't even considered the fact of the subject that is being taught to them. So that's pretty much what letter grading represents on chapter 15 with these students. So the next type of grading I'll be talking about is standard-based grading. It's a newer approach and more of interacting more with the student on a new approach of individual students with skill and knowledge. So they will be graded and they will be tested more on the skill and knowledge of the assignment that they get or their overall grade. So it focuses more on what the student has learned instead of their overall score. So again, it would be, for example, that's one of the main type of grading that I will be doing personally using P as in pass and F as in failure, it's going to be a 50-50 chance, but that I would be lenient and it would show judgment on the student towards me, letting the student work with the student and knowing if they work hard and they comprehend it enough to where they can pass at least a certain assignments and exams, and they're halfway there. I'll help them out to make sure they mastered the subject, which in my case would be Spanish. Each assignment or exam is targeted in a specific learning objective. So like I said before, each assignment and exam is gonna have their own grading based on what they have accomplished. And it's graded based on mastery of their objectives and standards. So like I said before, it's mostly letting a student know, hey, I'm here to help you achieve your objectives and standards, not just focusing on letter grading or focusing on percentage. They're like, A is like, A, B, C, D, and F, or just a number percentage. I want the student to feel like with a P or an F that, hey, we can get that F to a P. You can pass. You just need to believe in yourself more and just putting your whole attitude and putting all your effort and everything you know into those assignments and exams that I give out. So before I get to rubric grading, which is our last grading branch of grading, I'm going to go back to standard-based grading and give an example that's more into depth than what I said previously. So an example for standard-based grading is in a math class, students are assessed on their mastery of specific mathematical concepts such as fractions, decimals, and geometry. Each concept is assigned a proficient level of students received a score based on their demonstrated mastery of each concept. For example, on this example, a student might receive a score of 4 out of 5 of their mastery of fractions, indicating that they have met most of the learning objectives for the concept. So in this example is using the grading scale 1 through 5, which is a good ethic on doing the standard-based grading, but like I said previously, personally using that 50-50 chance will give me more of a they got it 100% or they don't got it. I need to clearly know if they got the objective of the assignment in Spanish, because that would tell me more, because with foreign languages it's either you got it or you don't. So that would really help me more understanding what their standard and their skills and knowledge of Spanish is. So moving on to the rubric grading, this is another form of the standard-based grading as well. It is used for certain criteria to evaluate students' work. So it's more used and commonly more used in projects and essays, more than it is in exams and on regular assignments. The reason I say that is because they have outlined specific expectations for each individual criteria in the assignment, in the project or essay. So for example, a written assignment, an essay, it's evaluated using a rubric including criteria such as organization, use of evidence, grammar, and mechanics. Each criteria is assigned a score, which the score can be from 1 to 5, 1 to 4, 1 to 3. It depends on what the teacher wants to explain it more once the student gets the final grade. It really is a great way to understand a specific area that the student needs when doing a project or an essay. So another example is a student might receive a 3 out of 4 for their organization, indicating that their writing is generally well organized, but could benefit more with transitions between paragraphs. That will be an example on an essay assignment. For a project assignment, it could be the same thing, organization. It could be a two if their information is all over the place in their, if they're doing a PowerPoint, if it's all over the place or not well organized, or in a trifold poster if it's not well organized. That could be points taken off. And you would explain to them once they get their final grade why they got that grade with specific detail. It's a clear understanding on how students' works will be evaluated. It helps the student teaching them what they have to do to be organized, to show less errors, and to be more with more having a good job, a better job at with their projects. So that would be what that's what I'll be telling y'all about the whole grading process. So we talked about percent grading, letter grading, standard-based grading, and rubric grading. There really are unique ways of grading each student, and these are just 4 examples of how to do that. Chapter 15 has been really a great experience of learning how grading can be how it can be distributed to each student differently, not all the way from K to 12, even in college. Grading is important to understand how to help the student, because during K to 12, just giving a grade to the student is not good enough. You have to explain why you gave that grade, and not only to them, but to their parents. Let them know, hey, your student, your son or daughter is getting this grade because it can be good, it can be bad, but the parents must get in the loop of understanding why they got that grade. So thank you for listening to me talk about grading. I'll let my classmates continue with their lesson, our lesson.